Have you ever felt like you are singular, one of a kind, completely unique in this world, but like in a terrible way? Hello? I know I can't be the only one. I am not the main character in a comedy written at my expense. I am barely the main character of this channel. But nobody talks about this part of ADHD. Running D&D is like a weekly lesson in how impossible it feels for me to commit to anything long term. I can plan an entire campaign in 3 hours, with enough open ends and hooks to pivot wherever the players want to go, but about 2 months in, I want to scrap it. That's because about every 2 months, something happens in my brain. I get bored. Maybe it's more accurate to say that I get interested in something else, in something new. And by comparison, everything else becomes very dull. This wouldn't normally be a problem, but a D&D campaign isn't just mine. It belongs to everyone at the table. So when I'm like, hey guys, that Tears of the Kingdom game we're all playing together, it's a Ninja Turtles game now, because I saw Mutant Mayhem, and it was awesome. Here are your nunchucks. Understandably, my players are a little confused, maybe even upset. I know this is bad. I don't want this to happen, and yet, anything except the new thing is agony to me. You see, to the ADHD brain, boredom is not just, oh, there's nothing good on Netflix. It's everything except the single thing that I want to do right now is agony. It is a physical burden. All of it becomes like the feeling of someone telling you their dream, and you really have to go to the bathroom, and they've been talking for like 30 minutes, and you have no indication when or if they will stop talking. You go to bed thinking, oh boy, I just can't wait to do the thing tomorrow. You wake up in the morning thinking, I didn't sleep too well because I was so excited. And you go throughout your day one step after another. Can't wait, until finally you are so exhausted that you find yourself lying in bed again thinking, man, I sure hope I get to do that thing tomorrow. The obvious way out of this pattern is do the new thing, right? But at this point it is so desperate that it is almost guaranteed to be at the expense of a lot of old things, small things, like hygiene, relationships, nutrition, rest. So what's the answer? Just live a life of short-term, low-commitment projects in manic bursts of obsession and burnout, disappearing for weeks at a time? No. We can be clever about it. We can break the cycle with these 3 steps. Step 1, figure out what it is about the new thing that has us so enraptured. I call my process for this the crucible. Those of you who have watched the channel for a while might have heard me talk about it before. We're going to reduce a substance to its base elements so that we can make a stable compound. I'll have a worksheet for this on patreon.com/ADHDM, but the whole process is in the video, so don't feel like you have to join the Patreon just to use these 3 steps. But it'd be a lot cooler if you did. Okay, isolate yourself with the new thing. Bask in its light. Do nothing except take notes on the moments that you like and how they make you feel. We are not worried about word economy. This is a brain dump. We're focusing on the moments that make us feel something. Now look at your notes and simplify them over and over until we have the simplest expression of what we're trying to say. Let's say you've gotten obsessed with a sports anime, like Haikyuu, which I have. Well, I get fired up when Hinata proved himself to others 1 feat at a time, carving out a place for himself not just on the team, but in the world of volleyball at large. Crucible. I love that the underdog's enthusiasm is channeled into effort and strength, and that it gets results. Crucible! I resonate with disadvantaged characters pushing through their perceived limitations. Crucible! Ooh. Woo! Bones. I believe that hard work and creativity outshine natural talent. A shonen tale as old as time. I can work with that. Repeat this process as needed for every element of the new thing. Now take these ingredients and find the overlap between new thing and old thing. If you're thinking, but Skylar, there's no overlap between the Great British Bake Off and Across the Spider-Verse. Wrong! Wake up, sheeple. It's hiding in plain sight. Because stories are all about people. Find what's true and resonant for you about the people in both things. In D&D, the easiest place to find overlap is with things that the players have told you about their ambitions and their desires for the game and their characters. Now we have a productive place to put all of our effort and enthusiasm for new thing. Woohoo! Step 2, come up with 3 ideas for something to make in this overlap. If those were our ingredients, these are our recipes. First, pick out your pencil and sharpen it. Next, write the 3 ideas down in no particular order. Walk away from the ideas. Drink some water. Pet a cat. Step 3, you're gonna rank them each from 1 to 5 stars. No half stars. Rate your ideas in these 3 categories. Feasibility, how simple this idea will be to integrate into old thing as it is right now. Fun, how rad this is going to feel for you personally. Interesting to others. The more an idea resonates with your players, or whatever your audience is for the thing you're making, the better, the higher, the more stars. Take the one with the most stars overall. That is the one that we're going to develop. Repeat this process every 30 to 90 days as a new or returning hyperfixation dominates your life.
Admittedly, this peek behind the curtain of the things that make us feel really great ruins a little bit of the consumer mystique, and that's the point. Turning these hyperfixations into actionable, manageable projects means that when we interact with them, we're doing it mindfully, we're doing it intentionally. We can, and dare I say we should, still have mindless, joyful goblin brain hours basking in what we love with no self-regulation. But now that there's less pressure on our time, those hours won't happen at the expense of everything else. And that's good. I will say, if D&D is your only creative outlet and every creative urge you have must be funneled through it, that puts a lot of pressure on the game and on your friends. So it's good to vent off a little bit of steam by having a side project, whether that's doing watercolors of your favorite movie frames or drawing pictures of your cat.
This video doesn't really go into how to prep the new ideas effectively. For instance, how would you put the vibes from your favorite movie into a game? And I would need to cover that process in another video entirely, which I have. You can watch that right here. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. Keep your pencil sharp, show this video to your English teacher, smell you later. Matt Damon shows up, like present day Matt Damon. When's the last time I even watched a Matt Damon movie? I don't know. Anyway, he says, hey, you gotta teach me upside down basketball. And no, that's barely the beginning. I'm just getting started.